What's up guys, Tyler here, Running Bear Central. This is the bedside that I had in the Metalwork 101 where I showed you guys how I'd fix that dent. Well, after about an hour and a half, so 2 hours with the metalwork on this bedside, I was able to Bondo the whole thing, or mud the whole entire thing from one end to the other. And I ended up cutting it with 40 grit on a long block, and I've got it really close, or really pretty straight. And I'm gonna go over this thing one more time. I'm gonna lay the whole entire thing one more time. I'm gonna try to do a pretty thin coat of mud as soon as I can get it. We're gonna go over it, and I guess I'm just gonna walk you guys through how I would lay mud and how I would try to keep it thin. Mud or filler or Bondo is a lot thicker than what people think. It is very thick, and you could sit there and sand in the same spot for days with even some 80 grit sandpaper. So I'm gonna wipe this whole bedside down with some Prep-All or pre-clean. And the first thing you want to be careful with is you want to make sure this dries fairly or very well. All of it, you want it to be very dry. And I'm not gonna mud the edges right now. I'm gonna do the edges separately because it takes so long to finesse the edges. And if you don't let this dry, your mud won't stick, it'll pull back up. And so it's very important you let this dry on there. This will help with some adhesion, get all your nasty fingerprints off, all your fast food lunches off of it. It's a bad start. Let's just get it on the panel. Try not to throw it on the floor too much. Try not to keep it in a pile. You gotta work fast. You got to go fast. It may not look like it's very thick. This is super thick right now. And look at how that pile just disappeared in that one section, which is fine, because I'm going to spread it out. We're just getting it on the panel so it can stay thin, keep the heat out of it, and I can move it around and finesse it afterwards. Get it off the board, get it out of a pile, scrape that board pretty clean. Okay, here we go. Thin it right out. Put some pressure, stand the paddle up. And wherever you pull it is how you're gonna move it. So if I pull it up, it's gonna move that whole section up. Really squeeze. This stuff's really, really thick. I mean, you wouldn't believe how thick it was. Look how much I just pulled off. And still, everything's covered on this panel. There's no spots already showing. The smoother you can lay this mud, the easier it is to sand. That big old chunk right there. And don't jump around, stay in the same spot. And the reason being is, with me doing this whole bedside at one time, I'm gonna cut a wall basically with Bondo. Make sure your edges are thick. I like keeping my edges a little thicker. The more uniform you can get the whole thing, the better. So maybe you shouldn't do a thicker edge. I don't know. You always cut more. When you're sanding, you always sand more on the edges anyways. So I don't see why it'd be a problem not to keep a little bit thicker edge. So I'm going to cut that off right there. See, it's starting to harden on me. We're going to cut this off too. I don't really like that. It's alright. See, it's just starting to harden up. This is fine. I'm going to put that there. We're going to clean the paddle. Set him off to the side. And you don't want to play around in that mud that's drying currently too much either, because you'll pull it. There's a piece of trash in our mud. We gotta get that out of there. And I usually try to swipe it the opposite way as I'm going to sand. I don't know, I guess I do it both ways. But if I'm going to sand side to side here, I'm going to swipe it. I need to get this stuff off here. See, I'm giving it the chance to build heat laying in the big pile like this. So I just need to get it on the panel. I need to stop throwing it on the floor. It took me 3 passes or I had to lay it 3 different times, just like we're on like stage 2 basically right now. I had to do it in 3 attempts on the first coat. So it looks like I don't have enough mud to do it in 2 either this time. We'll see. We're getting pretty close to the end. By the time I spread this stuff out, we might be pretty close. Gotta stop throwing it on the floor. Alright, where should we start here? See, I can take this. See, it's wanting to pull right there, so that'll mess that up. We kind of gotta leave that alone, because that other stuff's in the process of drying. Just be gentle with it if you do have to touch it. Look at what you picked up there. make a nice stopping line because I'm gonna have to do this again. See, I'm gonna get the edges on another pass because I have to finesse them so much. They just take so much time that it'd be hard to do all this, plus get the edges in a single pass. Nice and thin. See, I shouldn't have done that. It's not too bad, I guess. You know, there's a couple spots on here where I can see through the Bondo, so like right there, I just created that. You want to get that gone. And also, we gotta spread this out. This is way too thick. Look how much I just picked up off that. And what it's from is me swiping down, trying to cover this top. It's just pulling it and setting it all right there. Oh, I like that. So I'm going to create a nice little hard line. Oh, it's really starting to harden up right now. Once I feel it harden up, get out. You're going to cause a lot of havoc. Just for yourself. Create a nice little hard line. And here we go. Get it off the board here. That's the goal. Just be easy with the paddle. The paddle does a lot of work. Just letting it ride on the surface. And if you stand the paddle up more, it's going to take more off. If you lay the paddle down, it's going to spread it out. And you stand it up, it's going to pick it up. Remember that, I guess. Stand it up, pick it up. Definitely wear a glove. I should have put a glove on. This is ridiculous. I'm going to have to definitely wash my hands. A mess. When you're spreading Bondo, big section like this, you're not worried about it. You're worried about getting it on, getting it smooth, and getting out of it. Without it hardening up on you. That corner is pretty hard there. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I got a perfect amount of mud here for this last little section down by you guys. Oh. Got this bottom we never came and got before that I should have got right off the bat, but we're here. These bottoms are always the worst. See, there's a section right there, it's not even stirred up. Take that back off, stir it up. I gotta come over here and see if I can steal some where it's thicker. Fudge. All right. Alright guys, I know it probably wasn't the greatest video. I couldn't do that much talking and explaining because I was trying to focus so hard, but I don't know how much time we got on it. Probably about 25 minutes. Coat this whole thing, give it an hour to sit. It looks pretty good. This is a little rough in here, but it's a hard section to spread. The flat spots are nice and flat. They're not thick. That's the key. They're not too thick. And a little bit right there. They're not too thick, and they're nice and straight. They'll be easy to sand when I hit this. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, keep it rolling. Start telling your friends. You guys need hints, tips. I've been doing this a long time. I definitely throw my 2 cents in. And I know there's this huge debate on Bondo on direct metal or etch primer and then Bondo. And really I come from experience with it that I've watched Bondo flake right off of etch. I guess it really depends on your data sheets and what the Bondo calls for. This Bondo can go straight to direct to metal. So keep that in mind, and I appreciate you guys. Keep on rolling, keep on doing your daily hustle, and keep on your side jobs.